Welcome everyone to GenZ Guidebook. I want to know that what was your confidence at that time, when they asked you to do things that was out of your genre, or when you had to try new things. How did you get that confidence,
It's not confidence, it's believing in yourself. In Bombay, the Navy Ball is a big social event. So one day the commandant who was in charge of it called me up. He said, "Hey Chaya, will you MC this year's Navy Ball?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And no script, nothing, okay? You just go and stand there and ad-lib everything. And my husband was listening. He said, "What's that all about?" I said, "I'm going to MC the Navy Ball." He said, "Oh, really? Okay. That's all." He said, "Good for you." And 9 o'clock in the night till 4 in the morning, I was on the stage MCing the Navy Ball.
That must have been tiring.
Not tiring, it was fun because there was a Navy Queen contest and I made people dance on the floor with different kinds of games for them. And one thing is you have to have fun with what you're doing. Then you get the confidence. If you're doing it for money, if you're doing it under compulsion, coercion, then it won't work.
Do you feel that the people who are there, the students who are going to be the future journalists are very, they don't know the crux of it, that what is actually they want to do. There's journalism has a lot of genres, sports, political, yeah. So you have to pick up a niche and you have to go with that, right? But I don't think that students have the passion, or they don't know what they want to do. So how do they figure that out?
Journalism is not a subject, it's a skill. All your theory, your practical, nothing works if you don't have the skill of speaking and writing. Everything is around those two things. How you speak, how you write. I focused on those things. I knew that I'm good at speaking and my writing was good, and I focused on that. And discipline. You've got to do it every day, you've got to write. Today also on Facebook, every day I post 2 things. What I'm doing, who I met, what they are doing. It's not about me. It's also about different kinds of experiences I have. Okay? So this journalism is shorter because attention is less now. Okay? But I know what exactly to write in that little thing.
To keep their
Attention. They'll read it because of my introductory sentence or whatever. So once you're a journalist always. In everything you see something to write about. My friends used to say, "Don't talk in front of her. Tomorrow she'll make money out of it."
Writing has a different style of it. You have poetry, you have articles, you have stories, and even in the way you write, some people have a very logical point to point talk. Some people have a very beautiful way of writing stuff. So how did you find your style of writing?
See, don't stick to one style unless you're an R.K. Narayan. His style, he was a pioneer of that style. Just say it the way it is. Malgudi is a small little village. It is located here. Today you have very imagery oriented writing, flowery writing. Half the time you don't understand what they're writing, frankly. They're just showing off their scholarship in the language or Tarurism or whatever. Okay? I don't think so. What you should have style is speak to your reader. A conversational style. That's the style I adopted. Like I'm talking to you, my writing is like that. And I know who my audience is. If I'm writing for Femina, it's women. If I'm writing for Sunday Observer, it's a different genre of people also. Deccan Herald, it's more like the home kind of, my home, Bangalore. My friends who know me, they all read it. And they read it because they see my name there. Okay? So you've got to judge your audience, and your style should be according to the audience you're addressing. Just like you're being an MC also, you've got to look around and say, okay, this is the people I'm going to address today. Journalism is very people-oriented.
There are always a time, people call it midlife crisis. When you are at the bottom of your life and, in the work life, and you don't know what to do. And, you are not hitting anything, and you're just like sitting at the bottom of a well and you don't know how to get up through it. Did you have that point in your life?
God, never ever. Never ever, because I was in copywriting. I used to work for an ad agency as a part-time copywriter. I was an MC. I was working with this district governor of Rotary Club, Dr. Shirish Sheth, I remember, very well-known gynecologist in Bombay. And he would make notes and give it to me, and I would sit for exactly 2 hours in his office with his electronic typewriter this time, okay, one step ahead, and do the newsletter for him. In 2 hours, I would finish that newsletter, totally focusing only on what I'm doing. So I was working in 5 places in a day. And I was running a home. I have 2 children, making their food, and my husband being in the Navy, I would go to parties with him in the evenings on the ship, dressed in my chiffon saris and pearls and things like that, and looking like a glamorous naval wife. So it was everything in my life. I never gave up one for the other. Last example I want to give you is I was doing a series for Deccan Herald on stars of yesteryear. Right from, I don't think you've heard his name also, Sohrab Modi. He was in the silent film era. Yeah, 84 years old, even then he was, okay. Huge fellow, he's about 6'7" or something, I think, you know. Right from him, I did Devanand, I did Bharat Bhushan, Nalini Jayawant, Raj Kapoor, whole lot of them I did, okay. But the one I did for Raj Kapoor was the best, because he would be in one studio, then he'd say, "Chaya ji, kal aa jao, राजकमल स्टूडियो में आ जाओ, आज मेरे को ये प्रेम रोग का वो एडिटिंग हो रहा था." तो ऐसे ठीक है. Next day I would go to another studio to meet him. So I had to go to 6 studios to finish that article about Raj Kapoor. तब से we became very good friends because 6 बार मिले ना. So one day he called me up. He said, "आपको recording सुनना है लता जी का?" I said, "You bet I want to." He called me, "Come to Thardev studio." Went there. Chota sa studio with, he was sitting like this, Raji was sitting next to him, and I'm sitting in that little room. And Lata ji came and she sang that song, "Sun Saiba Sun, Pyar Ki Dun," that song. In one take, yeah, she did it. Just one take. 5 minutes bhi nahi hua. And I asked him, "Who is this song going to be filmed on?" He said, "Dhoond raha hu, abhi tak mila nahi." Mandakini had not come into his thing. I said, "Uska mummy bhi dhoond rahe aap?" He said, "Kyun, banna hai kya?" I said, "Haan, banna hai." And I forgot about it. 3 months later, I get a call. I get a call from Moscow. So I said, "Who? Khrushchev is calling me or what?" So it was Rachi. He said, "Chaya ji, kal na sham ko jao 7 baje RK studio mein chale jao. They'll give you a screen test for that mother's role. For that movie Ram Teri Ganga Mailika." Okay, and I have just bought a new camera. We are going to do the muhurt of that camera. You'll be the first shot on that camera. I nearly fainted. Next day I went to RK studio at 7 o'clock, and for these late night kind of things, one of my sons would come with me. Okay, they were teenagers, and for them also it was fun. Okay, so he came with me, my son, and there was this gehna wala who was waiting to put on all the gehna for me. There was the tailor who was there to stitch up the loose blouse and things like that. The sari wala with one. I've never dressed like that ever in my life because I'm the mother of the hero. So niche staircase se niche aana hai, and camera is ready, roll, whatever. All I had to say his name and his beta to kitna patla ho gaya hai. That's all I had to say. That was the screenshot, the screen test I was given. I didn't get the role, but Geeta Kak, she got it. So when I met Raji, I said, "Raji, क्यों नहीं दिया रोल? तो अपनी खुद के बेटे के मम्मा नहीं दिखती हो, मेरे बेटे की मम्मा कैसे दिखोगी?" I said, "Then why did you give me a screen test?" मैंने तुम्हारे आंखों में ना वो चमक देखा उस दिन when you asked. तो मैंने बोला दे दें इसको. He was that kind of a man. Very people oriented. He was
Soft.
very nice. After that he called me for his holy function in his RK studio, and met him number of times. My husband would say the only man I'm really jealous of is Raj Kapoor. So that was for me the high point of my journalism life.
If there's a student or the audience that is watching, what is the one quote that you would tell them to follow through their life?
Take every opportunity that comes your way, and wherever it is, whatever it is, give your 100%.
I think that is a great goal. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Keep watching for more such exciting videos.